Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Lens vlog. This is the appreciation stream. I want to say thank you to all the fans that helped me build this page. You know what I'm saying? You know, thank you to everybody that contributed to me getting this 1,000 subscribers, man. You know, shout out to Iceman and Brian in the chat. Iceman is one of them. Iceman was sharing it on Twitter long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Iceman was somebody helping me building my page just by sharing it on X. Appreciate you. Shout to Bry. I met Bry through Iceman doing content on TikTok. Shout to Joey BK, Dope Nets fan, and before, you know what I mean? He came on the show. I was a fan of him on X. You know, he joined a panel, you know what I'm saying? So he helped with the content because he bring good conversation to the show. You know what I mean? Shouts to Joey BK, you know what I'm saying? I remember one time, you know what I mean? He gave me sent $20 for a bacon, egg, and cheese, you know what I mean? You know, at that time when he sent it for the bacon, egg, and cheese, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I did get some, but it wasn't a bacon, egg, and cheese. I just want to say I appreciate that, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, you know, I just ultimately want to say that, you know, I'm glad that the page is growing. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to know, you know what I mean? Shout out to Beaman Boy 81. You know what I mean? All you guys that shout to Big Ox Media in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout to word. Shout to Big Ox, you know what I mean? Facts, you know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, you know, I used to be on Big Ox show. He used to, you know, do his show in the late night, you know what I'm saying? I used to pull up. That's where I met Easy at. You know, Leaf was doing content over there on his show. So I kind of met like Leaf and Easy over there, like was on the same panel with them. You know what I'm saying? With me, Big Ox, Easy, Leaf. Big Ox was the host of the show. Big Ox show was dope too, man. He had the champagne room. I used to just watch that. I was never on the panel. He had the graveyard shift. But I'm saying that to say, you know, like just being the host of the show, I used to watch how Big Ox, you know, when he do the show, you know, I'm learning how to be a host, watching Big Ox, and I'm saying on his show. You know what I mean? He one of my favorite content creators. I actually met Big Ox, you know what I'm saying? Not too long ago. I got a picture with Big Ox. I wanted to put it in the intro of my show, and I think it's on my Google Photos or something like that. I gotta get it, but that's a dope photo. You know what I'm saying? Um, he said, or Big Ox Media said, been sub for a long time. Congrats, Breezy. Appreciate you. He said, proud of you, dog. Appreciate you, man. Word. Shout to Money Mike. He said, next game was Poppington. You already. Big Ox Media says, hey, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm sending out the link. This is an appreciation stream. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have the guys on, you know what I mean? I didn't even know you was in the chat to keep it real, Big Ox. You know what I'm saying? That ass. I'm finna throw the link in the next 5 minutes for sure. You know, I just wanted to keep on shouting out some names that I could remember offhand. I gotta give a special shout out to my guy. This is JTV. You know, he's someone that, you know what I'm saying, before I created the page on YouTube was really, you know what I mean, adamant about helping me and kind of like pushing me towards, you know, I'm talking like mama, I made it, you know what I'm saying? I know it's only 1,000 subscribers, but it means something to me, you know what I'm saying? Big Ox Media said I'm gonna be home at 30. I'm for sure pulling up. That's what's up. It's trying to be super duper lit. Shout out to Leaf. He a moderator on this page. He sent the super chat. Shout out to Leaf for being the biggest supporter as far as super chats on my page. I don't want y'all to, you know, y'all never heard me say that, but again, this is the appreciation stream. So I want to give everybody, you know, you know, they flowers for, you know what I'm saying, on the side of the being a fan and being supportive to the show, because that's part of the show too. You know what I mean? Like y'all see me do, where I'm a fan of y'all too, where I'll do interviews. So if y'all up for that, we could do that too. You know what I'm saying? But again, to my point about Leaf, you know what I mean? One of the biggest super chat supporters on this page, you know, jumps on a panel. We'll disagree, obviously, but you know what I'm saying? We'll keep it respectful, which in my opinion it's just gonna lead to better content, you know what I'm saying? You disagreeing is not a bad thing for a podcast. That being said, shout to Leaf, youtube.com/@Leaf4788. He said congrats to 1K BK family, you know what I mean? Shout to Jamal. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me get this banner off now. I mean, we at 1,000, you know what I mean? I gotta change the banner now. Gotta let them put it. Thank you. Thank you. Nets fans, the best fans. Even though it ain't all Nets fans, I'll be seeing the Laker fan BC. I'll be seeing Claude Smith, the Knicks fan. I'll be seeing, you know what I'm saying? A lot of different fans, I mean. But no, I'm gonna try to get it stored across my God. Oh shit. Well, not this one. Want this to scroll across the bottom. Yeah. Alright. I want to say more than that, man. Like, thank you. But I'll figure all of that later. I'll figure out all of that later. I was joking with him. Shout out to Joey BK. He called the big fan. Yeah, that's it. We be talking that dope and stuff. Oh, Money Mike said we appreciate Cam Thomas for being a certified bucket getter. You heard? Facts. Word. Jamal said congrats, Breezy. Hell yeah, man. This is a good night, you know what I'm saying? Been working hard, and the shorts been helping too, man. Pulling the short, doing the shorts. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of a lot of good content. And that's what inspired me to start making sure that I stop it at 2 hours, under 2 hours, shy of 2 hours, because it'd be a lot of good content. And I just be like, yo, I feel like a hidden gem. Like, yo, this is a good show, man. A lot of people don't know about it, but I listen to the playback and I enjoy the content. You know, like I said, yeah, of course, I like listening to myself. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm winning debate, or maybe my rants, or when I'm kicking up dust. Like, yeah, of course, I like running the ISO. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I like running the ISO. It's all good. But you know, I do like the debates, or sometimes not even just the debates, just the conversation between the Nets fans and us, like working towards, you know what I mean, how we gonna go forward, and us agreeing and disagreeing. I like the agreeing and disagreeing without the disrespect, because it really leads to something. It leads to the best way to win. We could both be right in which on how to win, but then once all the Nets fans are on the same page about winning, then we start talking about how to win. And I think that's where we at right now with Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? You got some fans talking that word. Joey BK said, well, 1K, shout out to that shit. Hell yeah. Yeah, yo, we gonna get some of you guys' reactions, you know what I'm saying? I can't really speak for y'all, but I wanted you guys without, on the ISO, I wanted you guys to hear me say thank you. I want to say thank you to Brooklyn LM, everything Brooklyn is John, Dylan and Gary for what they doing on the podcast, having me jump on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Fans getting to see me from there. I want to give a big shout to Ice for sharing it on X and TikTok. Always, you know what I'm saying, bigging me up over there. You know what I'm saying? Again, man, all of the guys that join a panel on a regular basis, Easy. Um, I said this is JTV. I said everything Brooklyn Nets, John. I mentioned BK, nothing but Nets. I mentioned Ice. I mentioned Leaf. Um, I'm sure there's more that I might be missing. You know what I'm saying? But these the guys. You know what I'm saying? And look, I said Money Mike said, "Hey, before you get 10K, 100, yo, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because we just trying to go up. We really trying to stay focused and get good content. I don't want to be redundant, even though I talk about Cam Thomas all the time, and it's going to be a Cam Thomas segment on this show. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I do want an approach to sport with honor and respect. I don't just want to argue the game. I want to talk the game. I want to learn the game. I'm here to learn the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to study the game, to appreciate the game. Feel me? Shout to Jerome Flex. You know what I'm saying? We at 1,000. You know what I mean? And yeah, this is big, man. Because the we part make it big because the way I do my content, it wouldn't be the same if it was just I. I wouldn't do my content the same way if it was just me. I acknowledge that part of my show is having fans pull up and have their perspective and get it to what they, you know what I'm saying? Having a voice, giving more Nets fans a voice. That's why I like my show. I like my show because of that. You know what I'm saying? Beaming Boys Wow, and I ain't blocking nobody tonight though. I ain't blocking nobody, but that's a blocking offense right there. Shout to Beaming Boy 81, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna get into some content about Cam Thomas because uh there's something that we need to see. What was it? Oh yeah, Club 520. Club 520. They talking about Cam Thomas. So we're gonna get to that. Shout out to another building. Um all right, so hold on. Got Brooklyn LM in the building. Got Leaf in the building. Ice in the building. What up, y'all?
We up
What's
all
good,
the way,
man?
all the
1K.
way up.
Congratulations, bro. It's surprising it came on the day that I just did the payment for this apartment. Me and my girlfriend and daughter and everything. So got new time and got about a year till I get a house to buy my own house because this renting shit ain't it. They got too many
Jermaine,
rules.
stop that.
This renting
Yeah,
shit ain't
man.
it, man. They got too many rules out here. I can only have a visitor have every now and again. They get fines for all types of shit. So I'm only giving this shit 1 year. I already told my girlfriend 'cause she picked up more hours at the hospital and I picked up more hours at the furniture spot. So yeah, but congratulations, bro, man. I always considered this place, man, home, man. BK family.
For real, bro. You can't 1K?
Yeah.
In these days, that's a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, definitely for sure, man. I ain't gonna forget about Ice, man. Shout out to Ice on TikTok, man. Definitely doing things, man. I got to get a new goddamn computer, bro. Like I feel like I feel naked out here, bro. This shit is ridiculous. Telling you, bro. Like I got so much shit I need to do. I say by next week, bro. Like I say by next month, cause football season getting started, bro. And I want to do some Packers shit. So I mean, I definitely got to I got maybe one chance to get a Spurs ticket for the Nets game, so I'm gonna try to troop it out there for the one time. That Houston and Dallas, that shit is dead. I'm not doing that. Um
Yo, but hold on. Yo, hold up. Brooklyn LM. Like when I want to ask Brooklyn LM because I can't remember how exactly Brooklyn LM found out about the podcast. Like,
I think if I remember correctly, I believe I was on Twitter and I was just looking for like just Brooklyn content because I think I already was around like Saint spaces and Netcast spaces and all that, but I was like, yo, there's got to be more content out there. And I don't remember. I think actually it was you or whatever, but it was a clip, and I think it was the season where Mikal just arrived. I think it was around that season. But it was a clip
Okay.
of Leaf just wilding out, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yo, this nigga is bugging out." I think it was something. I forgot what the clip was, but it was Leaf arguing about Mikal or something. I was like, "Yo, let me tune in because this nigga sound like passionate about this subject." So I tuned in. I clicked the link, and then I think this was around when you was at like what 300? I think around the
Oh,
300,
word.
400 mark.
Damn.
Yeah,
You talking early then,
yeah.
bro.
So I subbed and I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna tune in. And then that's when you started putting the link in and inviting people up. And then yeah, after that I was tuned in, bro. Like, but I found y'all on Twitter for sure. That was like my first like view at the podcast. But I got to show that was like what
Alright.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my first time.
What you think about the just on the YouTube space? Because I don't want it to be a flex. I ain't supposed to get credit for, but I think I got somewhat of a flex of saying that like Nets fans got a voice on this platform. Like it's not just me. You feel what I'm saying? Like you just gave an example of like you didn't even hear me. You heard Leaf. Like I like that part of my show, like because it's a lot of Nets fans talking. It's not just me. Like as big as a fan that I am, I'm only one fan. But I feel like a lot of Nets fans get a stay. Like they get a chance to say whatever it is they gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Not you don't necessarily gotta agree with me, but you still gotta, you know what I mean? Say though. Hold on, yo, Big Ox, I'm about to share it to Twitter right now. Word, I'm gonna share it to Twitter right now. I'm gonna tag you, matter of fact.
Tell Bobby
That's
get
a
his big flat foot ass up in the damn YouTube, bro. Man,
Yo,
that's a fact though. Most of the clips I'll be seeing is from like obviously now that you're sharing them, it'd be me, Leaf, Ice, John, like it'd be a huge plethora of us, saying stuff.
Hell
So
yeah. Hell yeah. That's why I'll be wanting y'all to see the shorts to see how much y'all contribute to the show.
I'll be reposting some of them. I've seen on TikTok as well. Like just obviously Iceman heavy on TikTok. Just seeing the clips on there as well, and people is tuned in, bro. Nets fans is, and it's crazy because literally was just on BKNY's podcast, and I was arguing with Harlem about how he was saying the Nets is like a dying franchise, and I was like, what you mean a dying franchise, nigga? We got some of the most of the fans in. We are one of the most biggest franchises. I feel like in the league, internationally, in Brooklyn. Like our merch is mostly worn. Like on TikTok, we heavy. Like if anything, this franchise is far from dying. Like we really got Net fans everywhere, bro. So just to tie in, like we everywhere.
Shit, know what I mean?
Yeah, like I be arguing with them, bro. I be like, yo, y'all gotta check it because y'all be saying y'all Net fans, but y'all be arguing against the franchise. Like what? Like what? It just don't make no sense to me. Like I would never say the Nets is a dying franchise. Like that shit is weird.
Again, like I said, like listen, you can say what you want, but you gotta expect some rebuttals from me. But hold on. We gotta go to Ice. We didn't get to Ice yet again, man. Special shout out to my guy Ice. You know what I'm saying? Was one of the first ones sharing it on X. But I like how Brooklyn LM said it. Like because he said he got around like around 300 subs. Like you too though, Ice. I remember Ice from a minute.
Yeah. So my story kind of funny though, because I was on what's the shit with Doug and Adam on
Locked on Nets.
Yeah, I was on them heavy, right? And I got tired of them because they kept talking about Ben and they was talking about other stuff that I didn't agree with though. It wasn't just been like certain stuff. They would just like, you know what I'm saying? They would just kill people on the Nets for. And I'm like, bro, that I watched the game. I know that ain't right. So I started looking, but I couldn't get with yours at first because it was only, I think it was only you and Leaf on here at first. And I'm like, man, they ain't got no video. They ain't got no, they ain't showing no faces. So I wasn't rocking.
Yeah, Ice. That was the time when I had my laptop broke and I was on my phone thugging it.
Yeah.
Thugging it, bro. Like that ass, because I started with the visuals and then I didn't have it, but I didn't want to stop the show because I didn't have visuals. So I just kept it going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? One day I was at work. I was chilling. I'm like, let me put this shit on real quick and see what they talk about though. And then I started listening. The more I listened, I'm like, oh, this is more like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Doug and them wasn't like me. They was kind of, but they wasn't like in tune like I was. So I'm like,
It was
y'all
like barbershop talk for real.
Yeah, y'all was more in tune with everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I could get down with this. You know what I'm saying? They more like me. You know what I'm saying? Details and talk about the game the way, you know what I'm saying? I talk about it. So that's how I started listening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Ice, shout out to Leaf and Brooklyn LM. Everything Brooklyn Nets. John joined the panel, man. Talk to us, man. How'd you find out about? No, when did you find out about the? How many subs did I have when you found out about this page?
When you put the post out, man, I was like, good for you, because I saw you were at like 2 behind. You were at 990. I'm like, it's about to happen pretty
I'm
soon.
talking about like when you started joining the panel. Like you've been jumping on the panel for a minute.
When
like,
you were around like 800, I think it was 700, 800 around subscribers you were at, and that's when I kind of came on. But I just want to say, Breeze, I appreciate it, man. Shout out to you, man. 1,000, woo! Well earned, man. You put in the work since day one, Breeze. And when you told me that one time, like, I remind you of yourself when you were a lot younger doing this, I'm like, that means a lot to me, man, because every day I put out posts about everything. I come on shows, podcasts. I put my 100 every day, man. I never change my energy level no matter what. And I appreciate that you're a few, Breeze, because it's a lot of hard work. Yeah, man. You know what's up, man. But yeah, man, it's so much hard work. And for you, man, to do as long as you have, man, just much respect for you, Breeze. Like, and you've given us content creators a platform to connect with each other, build those bridges. Like me and Ice, like I knew him from Be Quiet Hoop Show, but we got to like work on a show together too. So it's like I appreciate you, Breeze, man, because you gave us the platform that's your platform to build more of those bridges, man. And I think that's what made this show so successful, and it's allowed other content creators to sprout up. So much congratulations to you, bro. Well,
I appreciate you, man. And that's what I'll be saying about the ISO thing. Like, I can't say everything. Like, I'm gonna need to pass the ball, and when I pass the ball to y'all, yo, man, y'all my go-to guys. And I'm saying I know I could pass it to Brooklyn LM, Leaf, everything, Brooklyn Nets, John, Ice, and it's gonna be good basketball talk. It's gonna be good basketball content. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I could rely on you guys on basketball content, good basketball content, because not necessarily, and again, I say this more so because of Leaf and sometimes Ice, and even John. Like, I don't think all of us agree on everything, but I think because I kind of push the whole respect thing, we do come to a conclusion where you could say, all right, the podcast started here, and then but about when it ended, we were like here. Like, we really got somewhere with the conversation. It's just not bickering back and forth. So that's why you know what I mean? It's pushed me to like do the lives, do the streams. Like, I listen to the playbacks. You know what I'm saying? I don't just skip it to my part. Like, I listen to all of us. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I even start the next show contingent on what was said in the show prior, because I don't feel like we finished that conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Breezy, I think they like when we don't agree though. Like in terms of viewership, like they like when we not necessarily argue, but just have like, you know, back and forths and debate each other on certain things. Yeah, because if we all agreed, no offense, this would be a boring podcast. Like if we all just agreed on everything, it was just like, well, all right, well, I guess it's nothing to talk about. Like we all.
No, that's real
like,
shit. That's real shit. That's real shit. Somebody got an echo in their audio. I don't know who it is though. It's all good though. Shout to Big Ox Media.
I can remember the first time I got up in.
I threw the link in the chat. Let me know when you're ready. Big Ox. But I'm about to play. Huh? Did you say Leaf?
I I can remember the first time I got up in here. It was about 3 years ago, and it might have been maybe a couple of days after the Kyrie trade because Kevin Durant was still on the team while Cam Thomas was had them 340-point games. He didn't even get traded because remember Cam Thomas when he had that last 40-point game against Phoenix, we didn't even get Mikal yet. We didn't even
Right.
have Mikal. We didn't even have Cam Johnson yet. The trades wasn't even made. We were still recovering from the Kyrie deal that we sent to Dallas, and we got Dorian Finney-Smith. But I remember the time I was in here. Realistically, I can't really pinpoint the exact time where me and Breezy like actually met, but I remember the first time I was up in here, and I ain't gonna lie, like I was very very infuriated with the shit that took place. Um, I was extremely infuriated with the shit that took place at the deadline that year. And I had to realize that this was
That's
my
probably the
time to
clip that
be.
I found you on, because you was definitely blacking out. So that's
I,
probably where I
I, I don't I
found
don't
out.
I don't remember. Listen, I don't remember exactly what I was doing, bro. Like, but all I can say is that like I knew right from day one. Like this was a place where like I felt like everybody all spoke the same language, and which was
Right,
black
I
and white.
see you. Shake that.
And I felt like Breeze had created a form and a channel to where we all connected like
Are you
almost
ready for
instantly,
bed?
and we connected right away.
Right. Like,
I think almost instantly, bro. Like I want to say he might have been at maybe 500 to 600 at that time. And the voice I remember the most was probably Jay's, bro. Like me and Jay, Jay's voice I remember the most. Barry was coming in at the time because Katie had just got traded to
Oh
Phoenix.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Barry was on there too.
Barry was on at the time, and I could say Ice had came in later. I think Joey had came in later. A lot of other people had came in later, and then I navigated on, and then I ran into the Glue guys, and I ran into Dylan, and then I ran into Nets Kingdom, and I ran into a whole bunch of other people in the process. Everybody that was on BK and Wild Hoops, I didn't run into after because I didn't even know about that plat. But Priest I knew about that actually on before because I was messing. Priest was always on Showtime channel because Showtime him and Showtime always connected because they he was a Clippers fan. But
But you know what's funny to me too about Reggie, not Reggie, Reggie, yeah, it's from sports. He had a son called Sports Wire, BKNY Hoops. I used to
right,
watch his content videos. The
right,
first time I think he jumped on a panel was my panel,
right.
and I had invited him because I
Mhm,
was telling him like, "Yo, bro, I watch your content. Your content is dope."
mhm.
But he used to call it Sports Wire. He didn't say Nets in it or nothing like that.
Right.
So I'm just saying that to say that you know, even before he got started with his stream, he jumped on it, and you know what I'm saying, and he did the live stream. See, to me, the live streams is dope because yeah, when I watch videos, I be like talking to the TV, disagreeing and shit. Like, man, fuck out of here. Even with
Right.
with this, what we about to watch, the way I
Yeah.
was watching it, like, I don't know about that. So that's why I like
It,
lives, because it's like
it's
you can react right away. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why I lean towards
that's a
this
fact.
opposed to videos. So
I gotta say, bro, and before I bounce past the inspiration that I had obviously was because I was so pissed off about the goddamn trade, and that was I realized this was the beginning of like being totally at the bottom, bro. Like the bitch like, but I ain't gonna lie to you, the bitch you wasn't with me shooting. I'm not gonna lie to y'all niggas, the bitch you wasn't with me shooting in the gym, like Echo was in my head the second that we got done with the Katie and Kyrie era, and I was like, man, by the time we get back to the top of this mountain, bro, I'm gonna remember everybody that was here along this ladder, bro. Like, and I gotta honestly say before I pass the ball, I ain't gonna lie, I've been real lovable, man, the last couple of weeks. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I could honestly say that Breezy stream, it felt like home almost right away for me.
Oh, the
Felt like home
OD,
almost
bro.
right away. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah,
you, cause like
it has.
I felt like we all spoke the same language, and that was to promote and to build up, this flag that's black and white. You know what I'm saying?
For
And that's
real.
it. That's just and I moved 1,000 miles, man, but that shit stands to this day, bro. Like I only wore black since I got out here and it's 90 fucking degrees. I don't give a shit.
Oh
So
man, nah, I
Yo, I
appreciate.
think the funniest season that I feel like I ain't gonna lie, that Cam Thomas, Donovan Mitchell, Mikal, Cam should be the first option season was probably one of the most funniest content seasons I feel like Breezy you did, bro. Like when
I'll
Wally
be
was
honest
up
with
here
you.
and we was all having them arguments about like, yo, Cam should be the first option, Donovan Mitchell shouldn't be cut. Like that shit was comedy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like we was just arguing about nothing at
She
that point,
she
but it
loves she
was
loves her some McCall. She loves her some damn McCall, didn't she, bro? Like I ain't gonna lie to you. She
yo.
was like she was head and shoulders over in love with McCall, and we had to tell her McCall ain't it. But she tried to navigate the Donovan Mitchell. But shout out to her by the way, 'cause she ain't been in a
Oh,
while.
what you talking about?
Wally on
Wally.
Wednesdays.
Oh, Wally. Oh yeah, she had a crush on Mikal Bridges. She was
Yeah,
attracted to him, man. That's why
yeah, she
it
was.
was a biased situation. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
We
I
was
was telling
talking
her, like, yo,
your
he's not like that, yo. I'm telling you.
But we
But
was trying to tell her
I'm
McCall wasn't that guy. But I mean they
yeah,
tried it.
yeah.
They
I
tried it, and
I ain't gonna
then
lie, Breezy. You have been doing it for a while because I think I remember, but we all was on here. Well, not all of us, but some of us was on here before that season even started. With you saying McKell and Cam Johnson is gonna be a top 10 duo in the East, but we was having
Damn.
those arguments.
Hey,
We
what?
was having them
Whoa.
that
arguments
shit.
in the off
Let me
season.
I don't.
say so
But that
You
was
loud.
the
know
I
what?
off
never heard
season.
Look.
Breezy
Hold
say
up.
that.
Hold up. Hold up.
I
Hold up.
never
Hold
heard him
up.
say that.
Oh, hold up. Wait, LM. Just off the strength of the celebration, I don't even want to bring that shit up, bro. Like
Yeah,
I
let's
ain't
not
gonna
bring
lie
that
to
up,
you.
man. We don't want to talk about the twins.
I
We don't
don't
talk
want to
about the
bring that shit
disaster
up. I
twins.
like. I'll let you know how much. Like I ain't
I
gonna lie
can't
to
live
y'all,
that
bro.
shit
Like
down, yo.
no. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like this. Y'all been so much family, bro. Like I'm such in a lovable place right now in my life, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, this is a big moment, man, right on this page, man. Like 1K. Breezy made this feel like home for every last one of us, man, almost right away. That's the
Word,
I'll
one
be
that
honest.
word.
I'll be
that's
honest
my
with you.
resolve.
I'll be
That's
honest
my
with you. You
resolve.
guys are some of the coolest guys I've talked with basketball about. Like you guys are honest, authentic, and you keep it real, man. Like I wish I had more people in my life growing up that were like that because there's so many people in this world that just wear masks, pretend to be cool to you, but really they don't give a crap about you. What I noticed about this show is we each, no matter the battles we've had, good or bad, we always come back at the end of the day like it's nothing, man, because that's what family does. So I appreciate all you guys for making what were some tough Brooklyn years very fun, entertaining. And that's because you guys are just really good, authentic people. So shout out to all of you guys. You make the
And
Yeah.
page as very exciting as it
in a
is.
family surrounded by in a family where I'm surrounded by all Knicks fans, it is a blessing to log in and talk Nets basketball with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
most definitely is, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I mean, I feel like
I'm surrounded by
the
the enemy. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, no,
it
no.
is a blessing.
I'm not surrounded by. I ain't surrounded by shit. I'm not surrounding myself with no tangerines. I ain't doing that. Um, that's why I'm going BK and watch it, bro. Like I already know it's some playing both sides shit going on over there, and that's
Yo,
shit
I
I
just had
don't
to
approve
bounce on
of.
that show, man. That dude Harlem is so negative, bro. Like I just can't be around people like that, man.
Yeah, I had to realize. I had to realize, bro, like I had to basically cut off the edge of the bread, bro, that was going on in here for quite some time. And I felt like I did that, and I felt like I felt like Breeze. I felt like I did that so Breeze wouldn't have to, because you already know, bro. I stomp a mud hole in a damn tangerine in a heartbeat, bro. Like I'm like
I
I could
mean,
go back. I could go
it,
back to what I was a month ago, bro. Like, but I refuse to do that.
I always find myself kicking up dust with a Nick fan. At times, I just watch myself beat a Nick fan in a one-on-one just cause. There's no particular reason.
Just
Just cause.
cause.
Yeah,
Just
it's just cause. You know what I'm saying?
just cause.
Hold
Yep.
on. Let's get through some content. Hold on, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do you do?
Basically, he felt like he got lowballed by the Nets. They basically offered him 2 year at 14 a year, basically 2 year, 28, I believe, something like that.
Okay.
And it's just like, you know what I'm saying, he don't feel the value. And a lot of people around the league are saying, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of people who are quote unquote bench players is asking for this money. You remember you talking about this, about the money drying up for specialists. Is that role going to be super niche now in the NBA? People who they just deem just can only get buckets and just get buckets?
Yeah, it's always been that role. That's why this is no shade when I'm saying this. But when you get put in that mode, in that role,
Yeah,
you always get underpaid. Now, Lou Williams got underpaid his whole career.
Yeah,
He definitely should have.
never made $10 million a year.
Yeah, he brought way more to the game than just scoring. Because he was actually, obviously we know he could score. He was a bucket, but he a hell of a teammate, hell of a dude. But when you get put in that role, like you never see too many just scores. They come off the bench, 6 man, just straight scoring specialists get super paid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rare that you see that, unless you superstar. Like we think about it, like Jamal Crawford is a great player.
Yeah,
he got paid when he was a starter, but when he came to 6 man a year, I think the most he probably got 15, 14 million. But you would think somebody like him with the scoring potential,
Manu Ginobili.
yeah, 14 million. You would think they would be. But Mano was a better player. He was more than a scorer. But you would think they made 25 million a year.
Facts.
And then when you go look at it, it's like, damn, he only because you got one role. Even like Jordan Clarkson and them, they getting paid. But 14, 15, 16 million, that's about your range.
Yeah.
It ain't far off. The Nets ain't disrespect him really. Like, I mean, I know he averaging 24.
So that's what he's looking at as production.
Yeah,
but they looking at more as like, you doing this on our bad Nets team. He looking at like, yo, I got potential to be a superstar. Like I got potential to be one of the guys, but they just don't see that in him. They still looking for the guys. If they thought he was the guy, they would pay him like the guy. But they don't see him as the guy. And he look at himself as the guy. Like, I'm one of them.
And that's the worst thing that happened to you in a lot of different things, being typecast into a role.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is what y'all wanted me to do. Y'all wanted me to get out here, get buckets, put ass in seats, be electrifying. Now it's time to get paid. It's like, we don't want that.
Yeah. But for me as a young dude, for him, like maybe he signs the qualifying offer and he goes out there and he kills.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna sign that deal. Give me a player option, whatever it is, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna outplay it because you always want to solidify that first one.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be out here. I told Shabazz Muhammad the same thing, man. I remember when I first got to the Minnesota, he had told me he turned down a 4-year $40. I said, nigga, are you dumb? He was like, I don't work more than that. I'm gonna outplay it. I'm like, no, you're not. They're not gonna give you a chance to outplay it. Like, you're never gonna get that chance to outplay that. So he don't want to be in a position where he don't get a chance to outplay it. Because imagine if he got that qualifying offer, maybe like $7 million. I don't know what his qualifying offer is.
Yeah.
And he gonna get no tick.
Ugly.
I'm not gonna say he ain't gonna get no tick because he get no play, but just imagine they like, yo, we gonna go with the draft picks and these guys, and they just start fucking with his minutes. Now when you solidify as 14 million on that team, you gonna play. We paying this kid 14 million, you gonna at least get on the court.
Yeah. And they had 5 first-round picks in this last draft.
You don't want to get caught up and just like, yo, we losing anyway. We might as well just see what these young guys got. Like,
yeah. It's very slim that you beat the business of basketball.
You're not.
And they do that to humble you too.
Yeah.
You already say he said it's very weird that you spit in the business of basketball. You beat the business of basketball. And I agree with Jeff T. They're not going to give him a better deal. He should take the 14 mil, but I do think that he should try to negotiate a player option opposed to a team option. Right now, he has a team option. And you know what I'm saying? I got to say that I think he was spot on. And my thing is, you don't have to develop Cam Thomas into a scorer. He was a scorer when he came in the league. Develop him into a good defensive rebounding guard, a great team defender. You know, being able to rotate and close out on 3-point shots. A playmaker. Ask him to get maybe 4 assists a game, 4 to 5 assists a game. That's why you player develop him, but you don't have to player develop him to be a scorer. To finish my point before we go around the panel, I want to show y'all this. This is what a player option is opposed to what a team option is. A player option in the NBA allows players to decide whether to stay with their current team for another season or become an unrestricted free agent. So basically, it's the other way around for Cam Thomas, where the team gets to decide if he stays on the team or becomes a free agent. I would say, even if the money stays the same, give him the player option over the team option. But we're going to go to Brooklyn, LM, Leafton, Ice, and John in that order. Brooklyn, LM, how you feel about what Jeff was saying on the podcast?
I feel like he has some valid points. You know, in this day and age, you know, having a player option, in terms of when it comes to Cam Thomas, you might as in this day, in this CBA, and in this new era, thanks CJ McCollum, it's bad, you know, especially for guys in his range. You see what's happening with these four guys, Giddy and Kuminga and these all, and you know, guys that can bowl out. They're gonna get the worst of the worst. In Cam's case, you know, I hope that realistically, you know, they come to a deal soon. But you know, he a scorer. You know, we need that in this upcoming season. There's nobody here that can score like him. That's just the bottom line. You're gonna need that in the lineup. You're gonna need somebody to take the pressure off Yegor or MPJ or whoever's in the lineup. You're gonna need somebody to take that pressure off. Cam Thomas does that. You know what I'm saying? So in this day and age, at this point, I think you can't afford to lose that type of scoring prowess coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't know how they view him, but in this
Let's
day,
LM real quick, and the rest of the panel. I'm asking y'all, help me really decide whether or not his career contrast with Lou Will makes sense. He averaged 24 last season. When you look at Lou Will, bruh, he played in the league. He never averaged 24. First and foremost,
Different time, Breeze.
That was a
different time. It was a different era. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
different era.
All right, fair to say. Let's get into the shot attempts. Off of the bench, his first four, the first 3-4 seasons, 10 shots a game. Cam Thomas should have more than 10 shots a game next season, more than 12, in my opinion, more than 11, more than 8, more than 11. He should be taking more shots than him. When he got to the Clippers, that's Cam Thomas range, taking 16, 15, 14 shots a game. You need him with real attempts at the basket. He should be taking the most shots, and you know, he should be the first or second option. So I don't really like the comparison between him and Lou Will. I get it.
Cam Thomas is doing better in his third year, his fourth year than Lou Will did. I mean, if you're going down, Lou Will by what? The year he averaged 22. Like Cam did that in his third year, averaged 23 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's way far ahead of the curve, if you ask me. It took Lou Will like multiple teams to even get to that 22. Guaranteed there is context. He was on the bench and stuff and wasn't the starter, but I mean, Cam's already ahead of the curve when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean that's a little unfair. The only way to really like put it in a level playing field, by the time Lou Will started playing 30-something minutes, he was averaging 20 plus, bro. The same as Cam Thomas. When Cam Thomas started averaging 30 minutes, he started averaging 20 plus, bro. Like, I mean, I think that what everybody is failing to realize is like the comparison of player profile. That's basically what it is, bro. Like, yo, you out there the Cam Thomas is out there to get buckets, just like Lou Will was out there to get buckets. That's the only comparison that we can make. The only difference was, like, you can't do the shot attempts and you can't do the shot attempts in the points per game because they played in different eras. That's
I
the only
still
thing
think that
about it.
Cam Thomas is a more prolific scorer than Lou Will. I do, bro. I don't think he's the equivalent to Lou Will. Even a Crawford. Crawford is a little different. I think he's a better scorer than Lou Will, but for sure, I got Cam Thomas a better scorer than Lou Will for sure. Crawford, we could look
Okay,
at
I
Crawford.
mean,
Crawford might be a
I
little
wouldn't.
closer.
I wouldn't
I
argue
mean,
that.
it's people that got Lou Will a better scorer than Jamal Crawford. I don't think so, bro. Like, I mean, Jamal Crawford, like the anomaly that he is, bro. Like, you can't find too many players that drop 50 on 4 different teams for
Yeah.
4 different teams, bro. Like, that's basically equivalent to Cam Thomas for having more 40-point games than Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, it's basically the equivalent because these are anomalies a lot of people don't know about. But the only difference is that the averages ain't there because it's not the same era. The
Yeah.
only thing that's the same is the roles that they play on the court. The role that they play on the court is that all three of the players that we just talked about are out there to get buckets. Cam Thomas, Lou Will, Jamal Crawford are all out there to get buckets. And by the time Jamal Crawford got on the contending team, by the time Lou Will got on the contending team, they was in the roles that they were in for a reason. You know what I'm saying? That's what they excelled at.
Respectfully, I would say that Crawford had more starts in his career than Lou Will. You know, I'm looking at the stats, and it's not like he didn't start. I mean, with 73 out of 80 games he started, 67 out of 70 games he started, 80 out of 80 games with the Knicks he started. I mean, when he went to Atlanta, I looked intentional where he was coming off the bench, and when he got to Atlanta, that's
But you
when it
got.
Right.
Oh
started.
wait, this is Jamal Crawford,
2009,
right?
2010. Yeah, Jamal Crawford. In
Yeah, he
2002,
talking about Jamal.
2009, 2010 season, that's when it was intentional for him. I guess the latter part of his career, the second half of his career, it looked almost even. You know, that's when it looked intentional for him to come off of the bench because he was playing big minutes, 31 minutes,
Right,
30 minutes. He playing big minutes. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
I don't want
right.
that
No,
for Cam Thomas. He's a starter in the NBA.
listen, I get what you're saying, bro. But like the reality is, bro, like Cam Thomas is a starter for this team. Is he a starter, bro, for any other playoff team, any other team that's trying to contend for the playoffs or a championship? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? So like the reality, the only comparison to Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford is how they play on the court. It's just player profile. All three of them is out there to get buckets.
Leaf.
That's just simple and plain, bro.
What up? What up,
Which is
y'all?
why it's good. Which is why
Hey,
it's
Leaf.
good. They.
The
Yeah, what
difference.
up,
The
Big
difference.
Ox?
What's up, y'all? Yo, the difference is that Lou Will is a better basketball player than Cam Thomas. Like they're not this. It's not. I know y'all saying like since he's a bucket getter, y'all comparing him to Lou Will, but Lou Will's just a better basketball player. Even if y'all think Cam Thomas might be a better bucket getter, like overall on the offense and
Going
everything,
on out there.
Lou Will was better. I think the issue was Lou Will, decided to go straight out of high school instead of what I'm saying, going to college.
Yeah.
And so
Also,
What? Also what?
I thought.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead, Buckingham.
No, I was talking about mom. But yeah, I think that realistically, he is a starter on this team. You know what I'm saying? He, regardless of the talk about he
Oh,
starts
my
somewhere
bad.
else or whatever the case may be, he is a starter here. You know what I'm saying? And I think the 3 point guards we drafted was to help Cam Thomas, not necessarily as as a number one option, but just to help him play within the offense where he don't have to always run ISO or
Right.
whatever the
But
case may be.
but Brooklyn LM, that's the before we gotta go to ice and everything. Brooklyn is John here, what they feel about the content. But that's the second part of the show about the roles on the championship team. Like you need playmakers, you need shot creators, you need 3-and-D players, you need a big man, you need somebody on the weak side help. You need different roles for on the championship team. Everybody's not going to have the same role when you build in a championship roster. We definitely got to get to that part of the content. But I definitely wanted to hear from Ice and everything Brooklyn S. John about what they thought. We heard from Brooklyn LM and Leaf. We going I'm just trying to go around the panel. That all. Ice, what you thought about the contrast between him, Lou Will, and Jamal Crawford? What you think about all of this?
I think y'all got close to say exactly what it is. I think it's the what Lee saying, but I think it's the role that he's getting. Cam is not in that role quite yet, but that's the reason why it's difficult for him to get the pay that he wants, because he's like right in between. He's right in between being labeled as a 6-man, right? Because some people see him as a 6-man, some people think he's better than that, and I think he's right in between being labeled that. And Cam doesn't want to be labeled as a 6-man, but to Leaf's point, when you see him score, when you watch him score, he's just getting buckets for the most part. Right, like I said, if his IQ was a little bit different and his thought process was a little bit different, like I can get my bucket first, I can get my bucket anytime. Let me get these dudes involved more, make it look like I'm getting these dudes involved more, but I'm gonna get my buckets. I think that will make a difference. But he's being pushed into his name is being pushed into that role. You know what I'm saying? And once he get pushed into that role, it's gonna be difficult for him to get his name out of that role. That's what kind of what Jeff Teague is saying. Like once you get there and you get stuck there, you're 15 to 16 mil, whatever they paying, that's where you're gonna stay at, because they're gonna keep you there. You know what I'm saying? Lemon Pepper Lou had a slight chance to get out, and then they pushed him right back in that role. I forget what team, it might have been on the Clippers. You know what I'm saying? Like now we going. I think it was.
I don't think he never got it. No, he never got a chance to get in that. Like ever since he came into the league out of high school, and he has been a perennial 6-man for 17 years in the NBA, and he was all right with that.
No. Cool. He was going to get a chance.
Listen.
I think it was on the Clippers, and then I think it was Doc that said, "We're going to keep you instead of starting you. We're going to keep you on the bench," and that's why he never had that chance. Go ahead.
Right, but I'm saying is that I don't think Lou Will or Lemon Pepper Lou or Jamal Crawford never had coaches against him the way Jacque Vaughn and Steve Nash was against this Cam Thomas. You know, I think that's the difference too. You know what I'm saying?
That could be, but it's because of what they see him as, right? If they see him just go out and do that in their mind, that's what they believe he could become, that six-man type role. But for Cam, when he's out there, is a whole different ballgame. I'm that guy, can't nobody guard me type shit. You know what I'm saying? But when you watch him, and I hear people even on my live say the same thing, he's a 6-man, he's a 6-man. And some people say, nah, he could be a superstar. And that's why I think he's right in between both. Like, I think even in the league, I think he's in between both. Like, some people see him as a 6-man, some think he could get more. He just need more time. And I'm saying for Cam, like Jeff's is saying, I'm not saying he need to take that contract, because they just offered Jonathan 20 and he didn't take it either. So Josh, Giddey, and Jonathan been offered 20 and they not taking that contract. So I think he need to hold out a little bit longer.
They about to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
Cam Thomas will never be a superstar because he can't distribute, he can't guard anybody, and he's little.
Look, all I'm gonna say is this: that like as far as Lou Will and Jamal Crawford goes, they had long careers because they was willing to sacrifice for that 6-man role. That's why they had long. That's why they spent 17 plus years in this league. They was willing to sacrifice for them roles because they knew there was a spot for them on the team. The thing about Cam Thomas is that, like, I understand when you're young and you going out there and you setting these numbers and all of that, bro. Like, all right, yo, you looking at it from a different landscape. Yo, I need to get paid, and I need to get paid now. I need big money, and I need big money now. You know what I'm saying? But going back to what Jeff Teague was saying, at at most, Lou and Jamal Crawford was probably getting maybe 15, 16 mil.
But hold on, listen.
And probably as starters, bro. Like, I mean, what he's saying is all time he's better than them niggas just because the point value.
Listen. What I'm saying is, I think Cam Thomas' chip on his shoulder is knowing that the Brooklyn Nets stifle his stats. when he was the third option behind Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson because Spencer Dinwiddie was running the point guard. Cam Thomas never had the ball in his hand, and if you watch basketball, you know it's 24 seconds on the shot clock. Cam Thomas wasn't getting the ball to like 8 seconds on the clock, and then everybody say he a ball hog and he don't want to pass. He don't want to pass. He waited 16 seconds to get the ball out of 24 seconds in the shot clock. Y'all don't want to acknowledge that part of it, but it's the truth, bro. When he was getting the ball in the shot clock, it's not even smart for him to pass the ball because you putting your teammate in a grenade situation. You feel what I'm saying? That's the part people don't acknowledge. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm saying.
But
what?
I was just going to ask you, Breeze, why can't instead of people realizing that, why can't he accept that role? Like, why can't Cam accept that he could be like a spark plug to a really good team? Like if Cam Thomas is your sixth man, you probably have a really good team.
Bro,
you know
but they put
fact.
Mikal Bridges in front of him. They made Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges is a better basketball player than Cam Thomas.
Hell
Oh,
no.
yeah. Yo, bro. Did you watch him get cooked last year? Did you see Mikal get cooked by everybody in the sun last year? Stop it. Come on, bro.
I knew when I said that y'all was gonna react like that, but I had to
I think
tell the
he's
truth
talking about.
anyway.
I don't think he's talking about scoring. I think he just mean like in
Yeah,
terms
I'm
of
talking about better
IQ,
basketball player, bro.
just
talking
better
about
basketball
overall.
player.
Just
Yeah.
overall.
Bro, listen, by reputation, he is a better basketball player. Actually, watching him play, recapping the games, Big Ox, seeing what he do and don't do. For one, when he was here, he wasn't this stellar defender. And I know
Can
they
I
want
ask
to give
homie
him
a question?
Hold on, I gotta finish cooking Mikal Bridges. He wasn't this stellar defender. He was here and he was getting cooked by everybody. Terry Rozier, Trae Young, bro, you name it. Even small
Anthony
guards.
Simons.
Right,
Jordan
so
Poole.
Let me ask him this question.
all of them.
Hold on, real quick, Breeze. You
Go
said
ahead,
Mikal.
They would
You
have
said
cooked
hold
Cam
on,
too.
homie. You said Mikal is way better basketball player than
I
Cam.
just said he was a better basketball player. I didn't
Okay,
say
so
way in.
all right. He's a better basketball player, right? Name me something that Mikal is elite in, and please don't say a defender. Don't say it, because like Breezy said, we've seen him get cooked multiple times. His one or two plays in that Boston series doesn't cover up his whole year getting cooked.
Terry Rozier gave him 30.
I didn't say he was elite at anything. I said he was a better basketball player than Cam Thomas.
Ox, he can't even dribble, Ox.
Okay, he can't dribble. That's a crazy statement to make. All I said was
no, it's not a crazy statement to make. Did you see him dribble the ball in Brooklyn? He couldn't even dribble the ball to the rim.
I didn't say he had Kyrie handles. I didn't say he was.
But that's my thing, and this is the reason why I said that though. Hold on,
go ahead.
Cam Thomas is elite in scoring. He's at least elite in something. Mikal's not elite in anything.
It's the NBA. Elite in scoring. It's the NBA.
But Mikal is mid. He's not elite in nothing.
I understand. Look,
listen, he's not a great passer. He's not a great passer. He's not a great shooter. He's a mediocre defender. He has no handle. What does he do good?
That's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. I understand how much y'all hate Mikal Bridges, and I'm sorry that I had to say what I said, right? But I got to tell the truth. And the fact of the matter is, if there was some other players on y'all roster that could play a half a lick of defense, Mikal Bridges' defense will actually look good. Like he does when he plays with other defenders. That's how defense works. You need more than just you to be able to be competent on defense.
And you know what? If we had those same competent players, right? That you talking about, those 40-point games that Cam Thomas dropped 40 in, we would have won.
Look. What I'm trying to say is this: Cam Thomas is an incredible scorer. But that's not enough, okay? That's all I'm saying. He is a hell of a six man, probably one of the top 3 6 men in the NBA. He'll probably be 6 man of the year as many times as Lou Will.
Hold on.
I just disagree with you. I think we can't be putting too much stock into Mikal.
Okay, look, I don't even. I'm not even talking about Mikal Bridges anymore, right? But we can if you still want to get into that, because I do think Mikal Bridges is a better overall basketball player.
He got cooked last year, bro. Come on, Alex. He got cooked last year.
But I will. Okay, who is there? Who out there can Cam Thomas guard that Mikal Bridges can?
He couldn't
let me
guard
just
Tyrese
say this.
Halliburton, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a good
Let me just say
question.
this, right?
Wait. No,
Hold on,
That
hold
is
on,
a
hold
good
on.
question. That's a good question. I ain't gonna
Nah,
lie.
no, it's not.
You yelling at me because I'm
Yeah, buddy.
trying to get my take off, right?
One mic, yeah, one mic. Go ahead, big guy.
All I'm saying is of all those guys that y'all talking about, oh, he got cooked last year. He got cooked by this guy. Which one of them niggas could Cam Thomas guard?
He can't, Ox, but the thing is, defense is supposed to be his specialist. He got cooked.
Yep.
Right.
That's
Couldn't
why
guard
we harping
Darius
on that.
Garland. Couldn't even guard Darius. Come on.
So I want to bring this point up. Now, the Nets gave Mikal Bridges the keys. They said, Mikal, you're going to be our savior in Brooklyn. We're giving you the keys. We want
Take
you
us
to step
home.
up. We want you to take it to the next level and be that franchise player. Hold up.
With who?
I'm not
Nick
done. Hold up.
Claxton?
I'm not done. Let me
Nick
land my
Claxton and
plane.
a broke back Ben Simmons.
Let me land
Who
my
was this
plane.
Terry?
When
There was
shit,
nobody there.
hold on.
Go ahead, Notorious.
Let me land my plane. When shit got rough, Mikal did the Homer Simpson and backed up into the bushes and gave the keys to Cam Thomas, the same dude you saying is a six man. He said, I don't want that smoke. I'm not built for that. Here you go.
He
Mikal.
even wanted Cam Thomas in the lineup at All-Star game. He told Jack Vaughn, yo, I need somebody in the lineup that can score.
But Ox is making a point, right?
Mikal Bridges isn't a superstar either.
Hold on. Ox, I got you.
Yeah, we know that. But
Hold on, what Ice gonna say? Go ahead, Ice.
To Ox's point, right? To what he's saying, if you look at what y'all are saying, right? They gave the keys to Mikal because they thought he was a better overall player. They had Cam on the bench, which he's being labeled as right now as a sick man. That's exactly what he's telling you. You know what I'm saying? And y'all's fighting Ox saying like Cam is elite. He is elite at scoring, but every time somebody comes and they give the keys to somebody else is because they think Cam is only a six man to his point. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a good point.
So
Here's the
Iceman,
thing.
you saying
Here's
if
the
Cam
thing,
was
Ice.
elite, he
You
wouldn't
don't
have
get
been
you don't get
subjected to
given the keys. You don't get given the keys to pass them over to somebody who's a six man.
Bro.
But Joey, hold on,
I'm not saying that.
Joey, can you make the argument that if we saw like, and I'm not saying our
And maybe
viewpoint
maybe
is
Mikal knew something that the organization
maybe Iceman,
didn't know.
or not only that, if Cam was looked at as elite as he is, you don't think even if Mikal came over here, the Nets would have been like, nah, Cam is still our guy. He's more elite than you. They wouldn't have even gave Mikal a chance to get the number one.
No, because they never.
Notorious.
Go ahead.
I just want to say this thing. One thing. Cam came off the bench. The first game he came off the bench for the Brooklyn Nets, he scored 36 points. Just know that. Secondly, the franchise, they don't know what they doing, bro. Don't give Sean Marks credit like he know what he doing. Jacques Vaughn didn't know what he was doing. Steve Nash didn't know what he was doing. The one
And
guy,
they still don't know what they doing.
Hold on. Kenny Atkinson, the one guy that did know what he was doing, they got him up out of here. And look what he did. He went, became an assistant coach behind Kerr, and then he got in a team that's ready to contend. The Brooklyn Nets, it's not about just Cam Thomas. It's about how the front office is handling their transactions. They missed on Kenny Atkinson. They missed on Ime Udoka. They missed on two coaches. So it's not like they just missed on players. They missed on two coaches. So they missed on coaches. And I'm saying don't make the same mistake. You missed on Jared Allen. In my opinion, that was a miss. You were supposed to sign and keep him. Out of the four players, you signed Joe Harris over Allen. You went the wrong way. So I'm saying
everybody knows. If you're a real Nets fan, you know Cam didn't get a fair shake in Brooklyn.
But that's not the point. What I'm saying, I'm
talking about Mikal. My thing is, even when Mikal got to the Knicks, it was fans complaining about that nigga all season until the Boston series. They're like, listen. Hold on. I want y'all. What's up with him?
That's because Knicks fans that don't know what they were looking at.
Listen, what I'm saying is I don't want y'all to lose my point. Just because the Brooklyn Nets do it, don't mean they right for doing it. They be missing. They were wrong for making Cam Thomas and behind Mikal Bridges, because if we just talking about scoring, you to give Mikal Bridges an even amount of shots as Cam Thomas is just crazy work.
No, Breeze. What I'm saying, what I want to say is this.
I want to ask, Elam, hold on. I want to ask this question. Yo, was the Clippers wrong for bringing Lou Williams off the bench, bro, and they were winning?
No.
No.
No, because that was his role.
Okay,
But
okay,
what? But
what
Lee,
if I
And
told
who
y'all
started
what if
over
I
him? Who started
what
over him?
But
I'm
the Clippers
shit
had an elite team also.
Yeah, no,
they
exactly.
did?
Who started over him?
They had their team was better than the Nets. They was
but
contenders. We were
Breeze,
ass.
what
In
I'm saying,
2019, nigga, they had Pat Bev starting at 2, bro.
Breeze, what I'm
That's
saying
come on,
is,
bro. Like
Was the
if
Clippers a
we
playoff
had
team?
no, well, actually, yeah, when he was off the bench, I think they were.
It's a little big homie. What up?
But Breeze, what I was saying is, what I'm saying is, and I agree, I don't think Mikal should have gotten the keys anyway. But what I'm saying is, if let's say, for example, if we had like Ant on the team and we did the trade for Mikal, I don't think they'd be like, "Yo, Mikal, you get the keys over Ant. Yo, we gonna see what we can do through you." We already had
But
an elite.
but
We already have
Ella,
had an
we
elite
already know
option
the
there.
Nets never really value Cam. We know that already.
But that's
We
the
understand
You know
why
what
it
it
But
didn't
that's the
is?
happen.
point I'm saying. But that's the point I'm
that is
saying. If we already
right.
had an elite talent, Mikal wouldn't
But
even had a
but
thought
but
of
but
them giving
but
him the keys in the
like
first
Breezy
place.
said, the Nets didn't know what the fuck they were doing. That still doesn't take away from the fact that Mikal is fucking mid and that
Nah,
he's not elite in anything.
Wait,
And
wait,
elite
Joe.
Cam is
Hold on,
elite in
let
nah,
Ice,
scoring.
you
Ice, what
missing
you
the
gonna say, Ice?
you missing the point, right? Because what Mikal was doing, being a third or fourth option, scoring 18 on Phoenix was impressive. So they thought he was being held back. Now you got Cam scoring buckets, but they still, like Ellen is saying, they looked at this dude. Everybody watched this dude score 40, 40, 40, and thought, damn, he'll be a good six man.
what if
That's what they thought of Cam. And I said half
I
the league still thinks that about him, and half don't. So he's in
Right.
between. He's in between both.
I wanna put something on everybody's mind. The year that Lou Williams led the Clippers in scoring, bro, he only started one game and they won 48 games, bro. This goes to show you, bro. Some niggas is better coming off the bench than they is, and I'm not saying that
But
Cam
I don't think
Thomas
that's
shoulda
okay. I don't think that's a bad thing though.
No, it's not a
It's
bad
sport
thing,
club. He's a
and this is
sport
what I
club. That's
yeah,
what
Listen,
he's
hold
a
on, hold on,
spot
hold
player,
on.
but all I'm saying,
Lee,
I just want to finish this one point.
right.
All I'm saying is, bro, when Cam Thomas came off the bench, bro, in these last 2 years, bro, like we was winning games, and we had a way
Damn.
better, and we was
This is
winning a
Cap.
lot of games. It's
Leaf,
not
Cap.
I
Cap. I
guarantee
can
you.
send you the link right
Listen,
now.
I guarantee
go
you,
ahead,
if
tell me.
Lou Williams
Because hold
was
on,
on
let
the
me make my
Brooklyn
point.
Nets, he would have been
Hold,
starting, bro. He wouldn't have came off
hold
no
on, let
bench
me
with that Brooklyn Nets team.
let me make my point.
Stop the cap, man.
Cam Thomas was forced in the starting lineup. Cal Bridges and Cam Johnson was the number 1 and 2 option, with Spencer Dinwiddie at the 1, Mikal at the 2. It was a problem because they couldn't get 30 points. And in the NBA, if you're not getting 30 to or north of 30 to 35 points in that first quarter, 9 out of 10 times you down. More of the league is scoring 30 points per quarter. At minimum, it's a bad quarter if you score 25 or less. That's a fact. Yeah. So I'm saying that to say Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie could not generate offense. And that's why it was a problem for Cam Thomas to come off the bench to that specific.
Hey, King Ribby.
Yeah,
let me just say this to King
Hold on. And I say that to say when they put him in the starting lineup, that's when we started. It wasn't 30. We was getting like 28, 29. We went over 30. We eventually got over 30 in the first quarter. But when he first started, it was an immediate improvement from 25, 26 to max to about 28, 29, just shy of 30. And I'm saying that to say in the NBA game, those little bit of points mean a lot. Though, trust me, Cam Thomas was putting us in situations where we was either tied in the first quarter, going into the second quarter, or we had the lead. When it wasn't,
real quick, King Ribby. I want to say something to King Ribby.
I respect it, bro, but it ain't how you start. It's how you finish.
King Ribby, I know you a Knick fan and all that, but to sit up here and act like CT ain't an elite scorer is crazy. He's an elite scorer. Like I said, name me something in the chat that fucking Mikal is elite in. I'll wait.
We don't even watch Brooklyn basketball. Come on.
That's not the point. You keep asking what is he elite at? Like that really means something. That don't
because
but you just said he was a better player than Cam Thomas. Like you had no context. You brought no context.
If he's a good basketball player, he's at least going to be elite in something.
Hold on. Because y'all missing the point. Y'all just said so many points. Breezy, you just made the point, right? The way they look, the way Spencer and Bridges was being looked at is not the same as Cam. I think you missing the point when you say that. Then you say you put CT in these situations and he comes through. It sounds like a 6-man when you explain it like that. It sounds like, okay, now it's time for you to turn up. Now you in the game, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Get us back where we need to get. That's what Lou had to do. That's what Jay Crawford did. That's why he's being looked. Y'all looking at it like he's coming in the game being elite scorer. But the position that he's being put in, he excelled at coming off the bench, like Lee's saying. He came in and dropped 20 off the bench. He came in and dropped 20 again off the bench. There was games when he dropped 18 off the bench. It's how he's being viewed. Y'all looking at his scoring.
To be fair, Ice, when Cam Thomas was scoring, he was. That's what I was gonna say. When he was starting, hold on, Joey.
Cam Thomas, listen, Cam Thomas
as a starter,
shitty ass team.
As a starter, bro, we lost way more games, bro.
No, but Leaf, what we're saying is when he was scoring, like and when he was starting and scoring, there were times where we would have the lead or we were up. And then when they would take him out, the lead would be lost, and he would have to come back in and get the lead again.
Yeah, because we don't have them type players. But what I'm saying is, right, when you look how people are viewing him is the problem y'all are missing.
But that's wrong. It's not wrong, Ice. Just because they're viewing him like that is wrong. Period. We're gonna sit up here and act like Cam Thomas didn't get a fucking fair shake when he was in Brooklyn. We're gonna sit up here and act like the nigga didn't have to work for everything he got, like they didn't want to give him his chance. He kept proving himself over and over on shitty ass teams, playing behind shitty motherfuckers, and they kept disrespecting the kid.
You know what's interesting? Look at Tyrese Maxey. Besides the investment from the organization and scoring, what does Tyrese Maxey do that's so elite besides scoring? Because if he was in a situation with Brooklyn, would he be the number one guy or would he be a third guy? That's a good question to ask. How about Tyler Hero? How about Tyler Hero? He was the number one option this year in Miami. And he just scores pretty good.
John, hold up. Respectfully, I just want to put this on your mind. Tyrese Maxey, when he was playing healthy this past season, he was leading the league in points off a turnover. So, like, I mean, let's not. Hold on, I'm gonna break something else down for you, bro. Like, hold up, he's leading the league in points off of turnovers, and he was leading the team in assists with north of 6, bro. Like I'm gonna just say that. So Tyrese Maxey is a little bit more than what a lot of people give him credit for, bro. Like that's just
But he couldn't carry the team this year. But wait, he couldn't carry the team this year. He went from third option to first option last year. That's
because he got hurt, bro. That's why.
You talking about the wrist? You talking about the wrist? You talking about that wrist injury that kept him out for 2 months? Give me a break.
Listen, hey, he got hurt. He got hurt just like Cam Thomas.
Oh no, it was his pinky. It was his pinky. My bad. It was his finger. He had a finger injury. My bad. He had a finger injury.
He got hurt.
We can't talk about injuries when it comes to Cam Thomas.
We can't talk about.
Can I just say this? Can we all agree that if Cam actually got fair playing time when he first got in Brooklyn, his progress probably would be a little bit further along than it is right now?
What do you consider? What do you hold up?
If he had
what do y'all consider fair playing time, bro? Because the 3 games that he went off for 40.
Answer that question. 25.
The fair playing time is he should have got picks since fucking Jacques Vaughn, ball head, scoop head, motherfucker was fucking not playing him.
Right. And hold on. And for context, I'm gonna go to when we were 21-9 because Dylan and Gary was saying he don't impact winning, and to all y'all that agree with that, I'm gonna go to when we were 21-9, and you can see how he look. I don't even know the answer myself, so I could be wrong, but I'm willing to go check. When we were 21-9, and he was the second or maybe the third option next to Kevin Durant, it wasn't no Kyrie, it wasn't no James Harden, it was KD and Cam Thomas. And DDJ,
was he starting or was he coming off the bench?
He was starting.
He was starting around that time. Yeah, he was starting.
He was starting. So my point is that to my debate, to the Nets fans that disagree, that he impacts winning, and that 21-9 record, bro, that's 30 games. He showed in a 30 games game span that he could be successful. He could be a winner in the NBA. Excuse me.
Yeah,
And
playing next to Kevin Durant.
Bruh, but he was the second option.
Right.
He wasn't like the
yes,
third
the second option to Kevin Durant.
You don't give him props when he playing next to competent players, but you want him to carry bums and look like Kobe 2.0, though, right?
I know I
got
don't.
it.
That's what I'm saying. You're not even listening. You're just upset because I brought up Mikal Bridges.
I'm not upset about anything.
I wish you would provide some context.
Hold on. So I'm
He
about
still
to
ain't
show
telling
you.
me what makes Mikal a lead
what I'm
Nobody
saying
in
is
the
what
chat.
I'm
show y'all.
I didn't say I want him to carry bums. I don't think he has the capability of doing that. That's what I'm saying. I think he should be a 6-man, and y'all team will be better. I think y'all are on. I think y'all are on to something. If you listen to what I'm saying, you might feel me. You might feel me if you just hear me out, bro. All I'm saying is that I think Cam Thomas is an incredible scorer of the basketball. I don't think being an incredible scorer of the basketball makes you a great basketball player. I think he would really help y'all franchise if he was like like a spark plug off the bench. But I think
that's Bob the Builder.
I think Breezy, yeah. I think
Oh
Breezy,
my God,
I
this
think
nigga
Breezy
here.
pointing out that he won games as a starter while starting next to one of the best scorers of all time.
By the way, when we was 21-9, bro, he was coming off the bench.
Oh, okay. We'll see. But all I'm saying is like
right now.
Kevin Durant.
I'm looking at it right now.
Hold on, let him finish the tape. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, finish.
Kevin Durant is one of the best basketball players of the past 25 years, bro. So I'm not taking that away from Cam. What I'm saying is y'all not gonna get another Kevin Durant. So I think it makes more sense to kind of keep building through your draft and playing Cam Thomas a lot of minutes, but don't make it seem like he's going to be the centerpiece or the franchise player. I don't think he has that in him.
He's the best two guard the Brooklyn Nets got.
Yeah, that's cool. I feel you, but I'm just saying like he's waiting to get superstar. He's waiting to get superstar paid. He's not a superstar, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't say.
I think he should take heed to what Jeff Teague is saying. You better get that contract a little bit.
Wait, can I say one thing, Ox?
I just want to say this one thing to Big Ox. I agree with that. I just want them to change it from a team option to a player option. That's it. Other than that, take that money. Take that 2-year, $28 million. Take it. And again, I would just be reiterating what Jeff Teague said. Yeah, you get to prove yourself in these 2 years. So yeah, and it's guaranteed money. So take that money. You know what I'm saying? So
I just want to ask something. So you're telling me that CT playing with Kevin Durant, right? He's not being carried by Kevin Durant. He's actually down. And you got fucking carrying a team when bums like Spencer Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges can't hold their fucking weight. But yet it's his fault when his 40 points and they don't win. It's his fault. But when he plays next to Kevin Durant and contributes and wins, it's because he's playing next to Kevin Durant. That's Breezy's whole point. If he's playing with competent players and other talented players, he can win basketball games and he can contribute at winning. So y'all niggas like to spin the narrative to how y'all like to spin it.
That's not what I said, fam. I didn't blame anything on Cam Thomas. I think you're missing the point. Look, I'm not coming from it the same way y'all coming from it, just simply because I'm not really a super fan of the Nets. Like I like a lot of players on your team, so I'm just coming from it on a point of view like, no, it's not Cam's fault that you guys didn't make the playoffs. Cam Thomas, I think, is probably our best player right now.
No,
but
I'm not saying.
I'm not blaming. Oh, okay, I got you.
But the general consensus is when Cam Thomas scores 40 points and he's playing with bums that don't help him out, and the team doesn't win. Oh, it's because Cam is a ball hog. But when he does score 20 to 30 points with Kevin Durant and he wins, oh, it's because you had KD next to you. Like, make
Well, I
it
mean,
make
I
sense,
think,
man.
I'm
Niggas is
not saying that.
bro.
I'm not saying that, but at the same
I
time,
mean, when you got another nigga
if
scoring
that's
30, it
what's
helps.
going
So
on, that's
But
actually
but that
kind of fair, bro.
but
Like that
Leaf,
when you
makes
got
that's
sense.
my
another nigga
point. The
scoring
I ain't gonna
reason
30,
he
it
lie.
does that.
helps.
It's
Bro,
Kevin
my
Durant,
nigga.
Leaf
man.
ain't lying.
When
Leaf
you
ain't
got
lying. I
another
ain't
nigga
gonna hold
scoring
you.
30, Joey, that kind of helps, bro. It's
It's
Kevin
Kevin
Durant.
Durant,
Okay, but
bro.
that's
Yeah,
my
that
whole
is
point,
true.
Leaf. That's my whole point. The games he was scoring 40 points and we was losing, he wasn't getting no fucking help.
Yeah,
Right.
but then you
But
giving
yeah,
him credit because it was playing
Kyrie and
Kevin
KD
Durant.
decided to bounce, my nigga. Like the game, also the games that he was
Okay, so
scoring.
why are
Oh,
you putting those losses on him then? If you know the team is ass and
I'm
he
not.
not
No,
getting help.
no. I'm not
No,
putting the
because
losses
you
on him.
brought up him scoring 40 points and we were still losing. You
Wait,
No,
can
brought
I
I
that
say,
didn't.
up.
No, I
can I
didn't.
say
No,
this
I
one
didn't.
thing?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I
Y'all
didn't.
do know Mikel's better than Cam Thomas
I
for three,
said when
man.
he scored 40, bro, in those 3 games, while Kevin Durant, before Mikel got here, and while Kevin Durant was still on the bench in street clothes, he was coming off the bench. I got the URL to prove it.
I
Can I
just think
just
that he should have gotten more minutes after KD got traded.
right?
Like
Let
in
me
terms
just
of his development.
let me just give him a
But
quick thought first. Wait,
hold up, the 21-9 shit that the games before that where we was winning with when Kevin Durant was playing with Bembry and Patty Mills, who was starting during that time. Cam Thomas was getting 25 plus minutes off the bench
Okay,
when
let
he
me say
started.
this then. Hold on, real quick.
If
What
I had
happened when he was
rosters,
playing
if
against
I had that
Schroeder? Schroeder
roster
ain't
around
no
me, I don't want to
He
leave
was
too.
getting
hold on.
old, bro.
They had the best
He should have
backcourt in the
started
league
then
at
too.
one time, right?
Niggas was
They
playing
were
with
winning
Mike
basketball
Brembry.
games. They were playing
Yes,
above where everybody thought they would be at. Was he
yes,
effective winning then?
yeah. Can't
Oh,
get with
okay. Where was the
Cam
superstar?
Thomas. Cam Thomas was effective winning during that
Was
time.
he starting?
No, he wasn't
No,
starting
He wasn't starting with Schroeder?
with Schroeder. Oh, you talking
Yes.
about last year?
Last year he was starting with Schroeder before
Yes,
he
he was
got
starting
hurt.
with Schroeder. Yeah, he was starting with Schroeder
And
before
were
he
they
got hurt.
winning?
Who in those games that y'all won? Who are y'all playing? Who did y'all beat?
Kings, Suns, Warriors
Oh,
in
you
that
started with
Kings,
the
consecutive
Kings,
order.
nigga.
Suns,
We suck.
boy.
What?
Nigga said, "Nigga, we suck." Man.
He said
Now
we
y'all,
suck.
Big
I've been
Ox, I
telling
know
you
you
y'all
don't look.
suck
I
Yeah,
know
for
you
that's
don't
years,
look
bro.
at
wild.
his net.
Now, what
I ain't
the
gonna lie
hell you
about
mean
y'all been
y'all
Hold
sucking
suck,
on.
bro?
for
What
y'all been
do you
sucking
mean
for a
y'all
minute
suck?
though.
No,
I ain't gonna hold you.
because he trying to devalue the wins by looking at the opponents.
I'm not
Listen,
trying to devalue the wins.
even
I'm
the
asking
teams
who they were
that we
playing,
lost
bro.
to, we played the top teams tough, my nigga. Any Nets
I
team,
mean, yeah,
any Nets team will
we
tell
Cause
you
we
that.
we was
no,
above 500
no,
with that team.
hold up, nah, we did, but there's a difference when you coming off the bench for 25 minutes, bro, and you got Kevin Durant to give you 30 in the starting lineup, as opposed to giving Dennis Schroeder in the starting lineup, and you
Listen,
going against
But you keep
home
saying
with
listen.
that,
Hold
but
on,
they
hold on, hold
won
on.
basketball games,
Hold,
Lee.
hold on, y'all, because I want to
we
get
was
to this.
not winning like we was winning when we
Hold on,
had Kevin Durant. It's
Oh,
simple.
keep moving the
hold
goalposts,
on.
man.
Hold on. Listen, what I'm saying is when KD was next to Cam Thomas was next to KD, you could not double Kevin Durant. And obviously him being the best player, that's what scouting report says. You double Kevin Durant, get the ball out of his hands. Every
Yes,
time he tried to double Kevin Durant, he was making them pay. So what I'm saying is you need a player like that. You need another
yes.
shot creator next to Kevin Durant. You can't think
Uh-huh.
But
that,
Breezy, if that was the case, why KD ain't stay and be like, "Yo, I got somebody here
come
to
on,
help
Hey,
develop."
bro. Hold on, time out.
KD was only
KD,
here because of Kyrie, bro.
hold on.
But if
Check
you
it.
got somebody
Hold
like
on,
Cam
bro. Let me
Thomas
answer
there,
the
you don't.
question. Hold on. What I'm saying is, bro, he obviously had a problem with Sean Marks. Obviously had a problem with the coach. He the one who brung the coach and then say, "Coach, fire the coach." What kind of loyalty you think this guy got, man?
Nah,
Like
but
so hold it. My point is that you can't judge it based on what Kevin Durant does, bro. He's a loose cannon. You know what I'm saying? He brought Steve Nash on. You heard what Kyrie Irving said. That was his soliloquy. Kyrie Irving
Listen,
said KD wanted Steve Nash, and then at the end of it all, he said fire Steve Nash.
I got a question.
I'm
So
not
my
gonna
thing is,
lie, my nigga.
hold on. My thing with LM is to answer your question is he played with Booker in the Olympics, bro. That shit had nothing to do with Cam Thomas, bro. He wanted to play with somebody that he believed in, that would kind of had a solidified rapport. Not a Cam Thomas who trying to come up. You know,
But
Cam.
Breezy, my point
I
is,
mean,
my point
wasn't
is
it
this.
that nigga idea to draft Cam Thomas, bro?
No,
That's what
it
I'm
was Kevin
saying.
Durant. It was Kevin Durant's
But what I'm
idea.
saying is, but
It
what I'm
was
saying is,
Kevin Durant's idea. Like, I'm
but
like,
what I'm
why
saying,
would like?
but
So
hold on,
this
but what I'm
question is
saying
valid.
is, but what I'm saying is, now that you found out the grass ain't green on the other side, maybe you would have, if you didn't have such a crisis within you of not feeling at home wherever you went, maybe you could have stayed and tried to nurture this dude
I
and be
don't want
like,
to
yo,
make
let
it
me try
about
you, make
Kevin
you
Durant.
make him play the right way and build up his ranks, especially if you had a piece in drafting the guy.
I don't want to make it about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant made his
Me neither.
decision,
Me
bro.
neither. I'm
Like,
good
I
with
mean,
No,
it.
no,
Can
we
listen,
I
not. We
just
not.
like
We moving. Hold on. We
the,
move.
I
the
We
got
move.
one
bottom
question.
line, the
Hold on.
go to what Breezy was saying, bro. Just to piggyback to what Breezy was saying, he is 100% right. When them niggas was 20, when them niggas was 20-9, bro, and that 4-game winning streak, Kevin Durant was going crazy, and Cam Thomas, when they was winning them games, he came off the goddamn bench, averaging the most minutes off the bench and the most points off the bench during that time. When James Harden decided to sit his fat ass out and Cam Thomas got back in the got in the starting lineup, we lost to the Orlando Magic. We didn't even crack 100
Here's the
points.
thing, right?
Bro,
I remember that.
that's
I
y'all
expect CP
missing
to
my
come.
Hold on,
point,
Hold
bro.
on,
No,
real
hold
quick.
on, hold
I
on, hold on,
expect.
hold on. What I'm saying is Cam Thomas impact winning. I'm not crediting Steve Nash and Jack Vaughn to you know what I'm saying, to the winning factor of it. We wasn't losing games because of Cam Thomas. That's my point. Even though we had a losing record, he was still the best player on the team. That's kind of like saying, "Oh, Bradley Beal was the reason why the Wizards was losing." No, the whole team was trash. Bradley Beal
Exactly.
was the only thing that was happening for the
Niggas
Wizards.
talking
So
about.
hold on,
But Bradley Bill wasn't the
That's
common
a good point.
denominator neither, nigga.
hold on. Go
Let
ahead,
me get
Ice. We
one.
gonna
That's a
then I'm
good
gonna get to
point.
this article. Go
I
ahead,
got one
Ice.
question before we move on, right?
Go ahead.
Do we know exactly what if he's not a 6 man, bro? If he's not a 6 man, what is he? You know, is
Bro,
he a
he's
1,
a
2,
strong.
or
Can I
3?
answer that
He
question?
said,
Hey,
he
Ice,
said,
can I
hold on,
answer that
listen
question,
real quick.
Ice?
Do
Hold on, hold on.
He's a
Ice,
second option.
we know
I need like
exactly
2
what he is?
minutes.
When
My
he
thing
was
is,
when he
right?
was a 6 man, the Nets was
I'm
over
cool with Cam.
500.
Cool with Cam being a 6 man if we on a contender and we got
No,
Kevin Durant and Kyrie and Harden. I'm cool.
no, I'm just saying.
there's
Hold on, Joe.
nobody that's supposed to start
Before
over Cam Thomas on this
If he gonna
roster
be
right
playing
now.
with some
Nobody.
rookies, garbage ass niggas, he need to be starting.
Facts. Hold on. I want to get to this. I want to get to this article that Easy sent me. Shout to Easy. I was hoping he joined the panel. But this is John Wall. You know what I'm saying? He talking about the modern NBA, and I kind of wanted all of us to give our take on this. We're gonna go to Big Ox first because he a special guest. Shout out to Big Ox, but we definitely gonna go around the panel. I definitely, you know what I'm saying, care about how y'all feel about this article. We finna get to it now. On the Dog Talk podcast, the 5-time All-Star pulled back the curry on the modern NBA and made it clear the point guard role just isn't what it used to be. You're really putting 2 guards as point guards now. Wall said they're not trying to create for others, they're getting buckets. That's it. Wall outlined 2 types of point guards in today's game: the pure scorers and the ones who actually push the pace and get teammates involved. He pointed to Tyrese Halliburton and Chris Paul as rare examples of guards who still carry the torch of old school playmaking while adapting to the modern speed. It goes on to say, and Wall isn't just reminiscing, he's speaking from experience. If I can get my teammate paid, I did my job. He said that's what a point guard does. There aren't too many of those left. In an era dominated by highlights and stats, Wall still believes in the type of PG that earns respect in the locker room, not just on the timeline. It's not about control, it's about balance. And players know who they'd rather hoop with because nobody wants to just run cardio. Wall isn't asking the game to go back in time, but he's reminding everyone what made the best point guards great: the ability to make everyone better. And then they got a picture of Kidd, Chris Paul, Rondo, and Nash. Now, I respect what he said. He's talking about the pure point guard and how it's more leaning towards a combo guard opposed to a point guard. And traditionally, that's what I want to see too. And that's why I disagree with Jordy Fernandez. you know what I'm saying, with taking all of these 3-pointers from your point guard, because look at all of the offense that you could get by playing under the 3-point line. I just want to see more basketball, more offensive action under the 3-point line from the point guard. I need Yago to be looking for PNRs, not just driving kicks. But Big Ox, how you feel about what John Wall said about this whole thing about point guards and scoring guards and all of that stuff like that?
I think he was spot on. And I feel the same way. Like I'm tired of the Jalen Brunsons. Like,
Okay, you need your point guard to find more.
You don't
people.
fuck with Halliburton either, nigga.
No, I like Halliburton. I'm just not. I'm not.
But you think
know what
TJ
I'm saying?
McConnell is better though?
I think TJ McConnell is a better point guard. Yes, I don't think he's a better overall basketball player, but I think. See, and actually, Leaf, thank you for saying that. You kind of made my. That's what I'm saying. I like the.
What
old
makes
school
TJ
point guard.
McConnell better than Halliburton?
At being a point guard.
At being a point guard.
Yeah, I think he's just more of a floor general. I think he can get the offense going in the half court. Where I think Tyrese Halliburton is really good in the open court, really good at pushing the pace, really good at getting his teammates involved. I think when the game slows down, I think Tyrese Halliburton is kind of just out there, just vibing, you know what I'm saying, playing ball. Where I think TJ McConnell is much more to the point. He's penetrating in the key. He's putting pressure on the rim, even at his size. He's putting pressure on the rim. He's kicking it to shooters. He's dropping bounce passes, the cutters. He's making things happen in the half court set. And obviously I'm not saying TJ McConnell's of this standard, but it's like how J Kidd used to play ball. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of point guard I'm used to. I grew up on that. So when I see these dudes like Jalen Brunson and dudes like that, I keep using Jalen Brunson as an example. But when I see a lot of dudes like that, that's not the point guard, bro. Like I think.
Hold on, Big Ox, tell them why you're using Jalen Brunson as an example. What is it that Jalen Brunson is that you don't consider a pure point guard?
He's not Jalen Brunson is there to score the basketball. His assists don't come from him dictating the offense. His assists don't come from him helping get his teammates open. Like if you got to think of a dude like any of these 4 dudes up here, Rajon, J Kidd, Chris Paul, Steve Nash, they will be making Carl Anthony Towns' life so much easier. Like it will be so easy.
Okay.
Carl Anthony Towns shouldn't have to catch the ball in the perimeter and catch the ball in a stagnant offense and have to go one-on-one with anybody. He should be
right,
catching the ball.
No, Big Ox. What I'm asking you is, do you think that's 2 talented players on the same team, or is that 2 like a duo? Do you see them as a duo, or do you see them like, for instance, do they play well together, or are they just 2 great players on one team?
They play well together as far as today's basketball standards go, but I don't think so. I think that shit is weak. But that's just what the NBA is today. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of the shit in the NBA that I'm watching and I'm commenting on, that shit is garbage to me. But it's what the NBA is today. So it's like, okay, that's what we doing, and that's what I got to talk about. It's my job. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, cool, we can talk about the shit. But
Bobby,
to me, this shit is weak though.
Bobby, how effective do you think J Kidd was in the half court set?
Much more effective than Jalen Brunson. I think he was as effective as a guy with his skill set can be, because he was making his teammates better. With a guy like Jason Kidd, as long as you're moving with the purpose and you got the ability to score the basketball when you catch it, Jason Kidd can run something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Jalen Brunson gets past the first round with all the respect to Kerry Kittles and those guys. I don't think Jalen Brunson takes that team very far.
Right. What if I told you?
Hold on. Come on, we gotta go to the next guy, man.
Yeah. We definitely do. We ain't hear from John. Let's go to John. Then we're gonna go to Joey. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, listen, there is definitely like a new evolution of what it means to be a point guard in this league right now. And now you have like 2 guards in a lineup. Like look at Shea and Jalen Williams, how that combo worked. Whereas with Halliburton, he was the main guy creating for others, and he didn't always get his shots off, but he picked when to hit those clutch buckets, but he mostly knew how to get his guys involved. And that's kind of like, the traditional point guard. And there's not a lot of them anymore. I feel like with Chris Paul, he was kind of like one of those big dynasty like parts of what it means to be a true point guard. Now there's this evolution going on. And my worry with the Yegor thing is I expected when we draft him, he'd be the lead point guard, but they want him to be a combo of a wing that knocks threes, but is a playmaker, not necessarily point guard. I understand positionless basketball. That's like a trend we're doing, but you need to know your roles. If you aren't good at a certain role, just trying to be good at other different roles when you're not really good at those roles yet, it's not going to look good. It's going to look really bad. So I understand this organization wants to trend us into having multiple playmakers.
So hold on, John. Before we go around the panel, do you think Yegor could become one of these guards like this, a pure point guard, pass first, shoot second?
I think he can if he gets stronger. What I appreciate about Yegor is he's very professional, mature. He even said, I have to get stronger. I'm probably going to spend most of this first season in the weight room than on the court training. And I respect that out of Yegor. He knows what he has to get better at. So I think once his body bulks up more, maybe in the second year, you'll see him maybe be that lead point guy that can get others involved. I definitely think he's got the right attitude, but he's got to get stronger physically and he's got to get quicker as a player. Like those are the two things right now stopping him from really becoming a player. I think he could shoot the three now, but he's definitely got to get stronger and show an interior game or else it's not going to look that good. I don't want him to just be a wing shooting threes like Duncan Robinson. I need him to lead a team when it's ready to compete.
Appreciate you for that, John. Joey, how you feel about Yegor? You think he could be a pure point guard like Kid? Let's just say Kid because he got on the next jersey.
Yeah, I think he can. I wanted to answer the question though about Wall. I think Wall's spot on about this. I think Yegor can be that can be that player though, but Yegor has to find a balance between being aggressive and being a scorer and knowing when to get his teammates involved. So once he figures that out and get confident and get that balance going between facilitating and scoring, I think he could do that. I think John Wall is spot on with this. Ox and John, hit it on the head. I think this is an NBA problem. I think this is what the NBA wants now. The NBA killed the traditional point guard. The NBA want these guards shooting 100 threes and scoring 30 and 40 and 50 points, and you can't touch nobody.
I think Steph had something to do with that too, bro. But
that's too easy and Hernandez.
Go ahead. Joey, just pass it to the leaf when you're done. Then we're gonna go to ice.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is something that the league has created. I mean, this is a first score league, man, and a lot of these guards are combo guards. There aren't really too many point guards. To me, I think Chris Paul is probably the last real traditional point guard. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton shows flashes of that, but when you look around the league, everybody that's playing point is really a combo guard for real. They're not floor generals when you really think about it. So, hold
on. Let me say this. Hold on. Easy said, panel, can y'all tell Easy that I shouted him out before I started the content?
He did Easy. He did like 5 minutes ago. He did.
See, you see.
If you get your chopped cheese eating ass up on the panel, you would have known that.
Go ahead, Joey. Pass it the leaf when you're done. Then we're gonna go to ice. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. All I was gonna say is I agree with a lot of John's and Ox's points, man. The league has something, has some blame with this. This is the new style NBA. This is how guys are playing, and I also agree with John that Yegor has to get more aggressive with his handling the basketball and his scoring. And I think everything will come into play. So that's all I got.
Yeah. Yo, go ahead.
Yeah, I think John Wall is spot on about this. The playmakers, a lot of these dudes got somebody paid, bro. Jason Kidd got Kenya Martin paid. Chris Paul got Tyson Chandler paid. Steve Nash got Amari Stoudemire paid. Yeah, Steve Nash got Amari Stoudemire paid. Rondo. I thought at one point, bro.
I was saying Chris Paul, Lob City, like he definitely got DeAndre Jordan paid.
I mean, well, I think Blake was gonna get paid regardless, but definitely DeAndre Jordan got. DeAndre Jordan owe a lot of his the chicken that he collected in the NBA to Chris Paul for sure. But I think it's definitely an NBA problem. But at the same time, This is what happens when you take the shackles off of how it's supposed to be played, and then you allow a nigga to bomb up 50 to 40-foot threes and just say, all right, this is what we doing. Because once that nigga start winning championships, ain't no looking back. Now you got a bunch of light-skinned 7-year-old kids in their driveway shooting from the other side of the street, and that's what you're gonna have going in forward. I think I don't even look at it as point guards anymore. I look at it as like who's the best passer on your team. So the best passer could be a 3. The best passer could be a 5. We
Yeah,
know
but
about
that's
that shit. You know what I'm saying?
but
So I
to
mean,
the conversation of John Wall, that's a point forward. You know, John Wall is talking about pure point guards and
he
how
talking about pure point guards. Yeah,
how they transition to scoring guards or combo guards opposed to
yeah,
pure point guards. And
definitely,
I'm not
definitely.
gonna lie, I'll just a short soliloquy from me is I do miss and appreciate the pure point guard. I do.
I do too, but I mean, listen, when SGA just got moved to point, and he just had the year that he had, bro, you're not going back to what you see on our screen. When Joker is out here averaging a triple double, you're not going back to what you see on our screen. When you still got Steph running around 10,000 fucking screens and bombing up shit and getting 30, you're not getting back to what we see on the screen, bro. Like this is what it is now. And you're not gonna see another Rondo no more. It's gonna be far fetched before they could get on the court. You're not gonna see another. You damn sure ain't gonna see another J Kidd again. You ain't seeing that. So I mean, like the closest thing to Chris Paul right now might be Halliburton. He showed flashes of it. I mean, and Steve Nash, but they got to be able to put up points. They got to be able to score at a high level. Chris Paul was the best, arguably probably the best scorer on this list right here. John Wall, when he got his scoring touch, by that time, bro, like he was starting to wind down, and injuries started to get to him. But I do feel what he's saying about the
You
pure
know what
point guard.
you know what else I noticed, because I want to pass it to Ice after this leave, is the PNR between Kid, CP3, and Nash was exceptional. And I think that's
Oh yeah,
something that got downplayed because the guard is scoring, going straight to the rim. He ain't even looking for the lob no more. He forget the PNR. I'll take it to the rim on my own. But go ahead, Leaf. Just pass it to Ice after that.
yeah. But to end it off, bro, like a lot of these players that you see on your screen, it's probably far fetched before you ever see these versions of these players ever again, bro. So I mean, get used to your guard putting up 30 something shots, and your best passer might be a 3 or your 4, your 5. But bounce pass, man.
Shout out to Leaf, man. Subscribe to his page. I think he had 308 subscribers. Ice. Let me ask you, just being specific, Diego and Nolan Traore. If you do you see any of these two? If you had to label them as a pure point guard or a scoring guard, how would you define these two players? And Nolan Traore and Diego Demon.
Shit, I think Diego is closer. The way he plays right now is closer to a pure point guard, but I still will put him I still always put him in that Halliburton category. Even when he's in college, he looks for teammates first. You know what I'm saying? That's first instinct isn't to score. His first instinct is to pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's working on driving and figuring out his spots to score, like y'all said earlier, his spots to score. But he'll pass and get off ball first before he score for himself. You know what I mean? That's how he operates. Nolan is similar in a way, but from what I've seen from Nolan, he's always been asked to score. He could pass the ball too, so he might. It depends on what he's asked to do. He might be able to score more first before he passes. You know what I'm saying? So I think Diego is the one that's more of the pass first point guard.
Okay, Diego to pass first, and you think Nolan can be the combo guard?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay, I got the same question for Brooklyn LM. Like Nolan and Diego, what kind of guards you think they're gonna be?
For Yegor, probably a pure in terms of his play style might be a pure point. In terms of just getting everybody else involved. From what I can tell, he watches because it's interesting because the players that he watches are I believe he said it was K, Luca, Shea, Franz Wagner, and Denny from Portland. What that means to me is, those guys do kind of have a scoring game to their arsenal, but he might be looking in terms of if he playing the three, being more versatile in terms of being, the lead guard or, a point forward type player but that can also score at the three position. So I think he's trying to be a balance of maybe both. If I can't find my guys, I can go out there and get it on my own. In terms of Nolan, I think, like I said, he might be more so the guy trying to get to his own shot first. More so than he can find guys, but due to his speed, which he's so fast, he has the ability to get by guys. But I think he just got to tighten the handle a little bit. Just look for take more mid ranges, which I think he should do. But I think you can. I don't know, with Cam Thomas here, but I think there could be a time where you can try to run them in the backcourt, see what you can get with that, with Diego at the 1, Nolan at the 2. Not to have in the starting lineup, but just to experiment and be like, okay, let's see how these guys can, operate off each other. So yeah, 2 different approaches to the game, but definitely guards. Like I think they have the point guard gene. In terms of what John Wall is talking about, the traditional point guard setting guys up. We're not in that era no more. You know what I'm saying? The point guard has evolved. No thanks to Steph and them, but even with Kyrie when he was coming into the league, them putting Kyrie at point guard, where Kyrie really a 2 guard. You know what I'm saying? Like they just over the years they just started putting 2 guards at ones and started calling them point guards because they got a little bit of playmaking.
Yeah.
But it's not the same no more. You're not really gonna see Rondos or whatever. I think, we talked about Halliburton, but I think the guy who has found the perfect balance in terms of being a vision guy, in terms of having the control on the court and scoring is Cade Cunningham. He can get you 17 assists, but also get you 30. Like he's not a guy that's really gonna get to his bucket, but at the same time he's going to find Duran. He's going to find the shooters in the
I
court.
think Trey Young could do that too.
Yeah, and Trey Young. I think those 2 are the perfect balance of I can get my 30, but I can also give you 16 assists. I can get you 17 assists. I can do whatever. Like you're talking about a guy who has 17 assists and Cade Cunningham by halftime. You know what I'm saying? So he is I think the point guard in terms of him and Trey Young. In terms of they found that balance of
he is
can
the
score,
prototype.
but also right. So I mean, if we can get that from Yegor, I don't know about no 30, but if you're talking about a guy that can get to
I
his shot,
see us getting 15
and
assists from Yegor more consistently than getting 30 points from him.
I don't know. I mean, I know we
He
don't
looked
look
like a
at
pass
Luka.
first guard before shoot.
I know we don't look
he
at
looked like
Luka.
I mean,
somebody
he
that's
watched. I only say that because he watches Cade. Like that's he said that's one of the players he watches thoroughly. So that's the
He
only
looked
reason why I
like
said that. But
he might watch Cade and might mimic Boris Diaw, my nigga. Like I don't know what the hell, bro. Like I mean, listen, we at this point we know what he could do at this point right now. What he's gonna be, we don't know. So we got to find out.
right.
Once we figure that out, then we have more to gauge, bro. So
Hold on. Jamal said LM, is that Cade or the system they running? We're gonna let LM answer this question, then I'm gonna get it to the end of the show. Go
He
ahead.
said is that Cade or the system? I
What
mean, I think it's
system?
yeah,
What?
it's definitely Cade.
He asked him a question, just let him get to it. Go
It's
ahead, go ahead, dog.
definitely Cade. Like, I mean, we got to consider what Detroit was before this season. You know what I'm saying? Cade was they hope in the otherwise dark area. You know what I'm saying? When they drafted him, he was a 6'6", 6'7" point guard. You know what I'm saying? Who could also score, but also get other guys involved. That was his play style coming into the league. So it's definitely Cade. Cade is the engine that
I
makes
got
that
a
team
question.
go.
Is Luca on that level?
That's what I wanted to say. But I wanted to say I think Luca
I think
is.
Luca looks. Yeah, I think you could say.
Because Luca
I
been
think you could say so.
consistently 39-9, bro. Like, I mean, like let's keep
But
it 500.
Luca is an amazing passer too. Like
Right.
you talking about the passes he's done. If you look up his passing montages, that he made passes. I'm like, how do you even see that? Like
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
his
Luca.
vision
If I had,
is
I wanted to
crazy.
answer that question too. Yeah, Luca on that list. Yep,
He
Luca on
definitely
that
on
list.
that list.
Hold on,
Just the perfect balance point guard, guys.
hold on, yeah, y'all know I got to clip up this show. You know what I'm saying? I want to say, as we end this is the last piece of content. This just came out. This is Cam Thomas IG. It says, "Stop believing everything that's put out." Heart emoji and number 24, Kobe Bryant. Now, what I'm saying is, I like that he put this out because I remember me and this is JTV was talking, and he was talking about how players should have a podcast because it gives them a voice. Now, this isn't a podcast, this is social media, but still it gives them a voice. And I like that because for a long time, the big media kind of dictated with what's going to happen with a player. When it come down to contracts because of the narratives they used to spin. I think AI and Stephen Smith had a beef because of that one time. Now, I'm saying that to say I like that players can have a voice, say how they feel, and it represent them, not the Brooklyn Nets or the franchise. Because that was Cam Thomas saying fuck Zach Lowe. It wasn't the Brooklyn Nets saying fuck Zach Lowe. So I'm glad he was able to say that on his social media opposed to saying it, on a post-game conference. I'm glad that he's pushing back versus the New York media because it shows the human side, bro. Like, I thought it was pretty big that Cam Thomas conversation made it to Club 520 because I'm like, yo, I thought Nets fans pretty much only covered Brooklyn Nets stuff, but now it seems like, other content creators that's players, ex-players in the NBA is covering it. And I just think that this Cam Thomas situation is, something that is not being overlooked. Everybody's talking about the pay. And I think that when it comes, I said all that in my soliloquy saying, this is going to come up when it come down to the CBA contract and all this and that. And y'all heard me already say, you know what I'm saying? I understand the business side to an extent. The part that stand out for me the most is the 65 game rule. If you play 65, if you play 4 seasons, and in those 4 seasons you play one 65 game season or more, and the other 3 you don't, they're going to talk to you a certain type of way. But if he played 65 games for 4 seasons, they can't lowball him. You know what I'm saying? And I think ultimately that's where I'm at with it, and I'll just leave it at that. But I said that to say, with Yegor being a pass first player and being a big guard, they could run the offense the way they wanted to if they want to do it the way Kid did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm Cam Thomas, not the fastest player, but he box out. Watch him. The player that he guarding or guarding him on offense, they usually not the one that get the defensive rebound. Cam Thomas boxes out. He don't necessarily get the he don't necessarily get the offensive rebound, but he became a better defensive rebounder. And he's a scoring guard. They're trying to make him and that's what I don't like that knock. I don't like the trying to make him a playmaker before a scoring guard. That's not his cloth. His cloth is a scoring guard. Respect that and let him play develop being a playmaker. But that's all I got. I'll let it go off at 159. Y'all can talk y'all shit. I said all I needed to say. But I don't think we heard from Ice though. Did we hear from Ice?
Yeah. I said,
Ice was
Oh yeah, we did. All
talking
right, I just
earlier
want to
about
make
the
sure.
joint.
What you mean pass the pill, man? Well, I threw the link in the chat for you to jump on the panel so I could pass it to you. You know what I mean? So just throw something in the comment if you got something
Come on
on
up
this.
here, E, bro. Like, yeah, but
Hold on.
to
I gotta. He wasn't here for this. I don't know if he's gonna listen to the show again. So while he here, I'll say it. He is somebody else that helped me build this podcast with sending me content, with, you know what I'm saying, even, you know what I mean, having his own takes, whether it be wild or not, you know what I mean, just, you know, him just being a content creator. I think he a dope content creator, you know what I'm saying. And again, I met Easy through Big Ox. You know, he was on Big Ox channel, you know what I'm saying, and he was dope over there, you know what I mean, as a content creator, you know what I mean. And when I found out he was from Brooklyn, back then I was like, yo, that'd be dope if Easy was on my show, because he's from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I mean, I need to get more Brooklyn content creators, you know what I mean, just for the vibe of the show, you know what I'm saying. Like Big Ox is dope, but Big Ox is in Poland, you know what I mean. And I just think sometimes there's a certain vibe to a show when the people are from the same place. But don't get it twisted. You could be anywhere and make the podcast dope. That's the brilliant part of podcasting. But yeah, Easy is somebody that definitely made the podcast better. Leaf made the podcast better. Notorious, Eskimo, everything. Brooklyn as John. My God, this is JTV. I wanted him to join the panel tonight too, to give him you know what I mean, a shout out, super duper shout out, because he day one. I had 0 subscribers when Jay was helping me, you know what I'm saying, start.
It was just you and Jay up here talking to each other.
Nah, it was just me. I was the one doing it, but he was like basically he was like so telling me like, yo, you should do it. You know what I'm saying? You should do it. It'd be dope if you did it, type shit. So yeah, man, Jay been there the entire time, man. Before I even made the YouTube page, Jay was around. So you know what I'm saying? That's my man.
Shout out to Jay, bro. Also, he from Brooklyn as well. Shout out to Context Matters, because him and E was always on Bobby page. When they did the
yeah, shout out to
even
Tex,
before they
man.
did
I miss his
before they
content,
start the
man. What's up,
morning
man?
show, yeah. Shout out to Tex, man. Even though I caught him playing both sides a couple not some time ago, bro. Like, but he did it to make some money. He cleared that up. But shout out to Tex too, because him and E
y'all see this?
always in the beginning of whatchamacallit page. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to Tex. Yo, on the closeout, I want to show y'all this. This is my first video. It was a sound check. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make sure the sound right. You know what I mean? I don't even know if the world could hear me. I'm like, yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Before this nigga had a gray hair, bro. Look at this shit.
See, I ain't really had no setups neither. You know what I'm saying? That's right there. But I
mean, yeah, that's how it be, bro.
Background.
That's how it be.
See, this somebody that he on both sides. So me and him, we didn't get along because he a Knick fan too. You can see me side eyeing him right there. You know, like you know, it's something about this guy. You know what I mean?
Like he can't be trusted.
Yeah, you see me side eyeing him like, I don't know about this guy. You know what I'm saying? See me do it there with no light. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here working. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, this is what, 3 years ago. It took me 3 years to get 1,000 subscribers. I don't even care, man. We here now, you know what I mean? Y'all can see me. I was at the Barclays. Look, 11 views, 6 views, bro. Like this shit is for real. Nets at noon, nets at night. I'm just trying to push content. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, shout out. And you, as you can see, it wasn't a lot of people at first, but it's all good. We'll recap some more of that later. But yeah, man, player wants to congrats Breezy, and shout out to everybody in the chat that shared the live You feel what I'm saying? Maybe clipped it up on your own. You know what I mean? What you mean I want to clip it up for myself? Bro, I pay StreamYard a good hard-earned coin. You know what I'm saying? They could at least clip it up for me. You know what I mean? Oh man, Claude Smith said the subscribers went up when I stopped kicking up dust on the Knicks. I always kicking up dust. Rewind it back to 15 minutes and 13 seconds. I was talking my shit. Now, pardon my language. Shout out to the OG, Triple OG. Nets fans is the best fans. We're gonna be back with more content. Been a hell of a ride, y'all. It's all love, man. 1,000 subscribers. Woo-hoo-hoo.